I'm going to read this book about bats by Gail Gibbons. She's one of my favorite authors. She wrote and illustrated this book. Bats dive, swoop, and swerve through the dark night sky. These creatures are nocturnal, meaning they are awake at night and asleep during the day. Most people have never seen a bat. Have you ever seen a bat? Bats have played an important part in stories. Many people have thought bats were evil spirits. Others have thought they were friends of ghosts and witches. Because many unkind things have been said about bats, some people still think they're scary. Actually, bats are shy and gentle animals. Bats are mammals, like dogs, cats, and humans. All mammals are warm-blooded animals, and their babies are born alive instead of being hatched as eggs. Bats are the only mammals who can fly. Bats have been around for a long time. The oldest bat fossil found is about 50 million years old. These prehistoric bats looked a lot like today's bats. All bats have the same basic characteristics: large wings, small bodies, and lightweight bones. This little brown bat is only 3 inches tall. If you look at a ruler, you can figure out how big that is. It's not very big. So they're only 3 inches tall, but 10 inches long with their wings out. That's about as long as a ruler. All bats have ears, nose, eyes, body, a little tail, feet, and wings. And they all have fur. Bat wings are different from the wings of insects or birds. A bat's wing has a long arm bone with very long finger bones. The thin skin, called a membrane, stretches between the bones. The thumb ends with a claw. The membrane connects the wing bones to the bat's body and legs. A bat can move each finger separately to change the shape of its wings. This helps it change its speed and direction quickly. So its wings are like super webbed fingers. You know how a duck has a webbed foot, or a goose? It's kind of what the bat's wing is like. Each of those bones are fingers connected to a wing. Some bats can fly as fast as 99 miles an hour, and some as high as 10,000 feet. That's faster than you would usually go in your car. That's really fast. When a bat lands, it flips upside down and hangs by its toe claws. It uses these claws to move around. I wonder why they hang upside down. Bats choose many kinds of dark nooks and crannies to live in. These places are called roosts. Many bats live together in caves, attics, barns, or tall trees. In places where it gets cold in the winter, some kinds of bats migrate. Others use their roosts to hibernate until spring. So some migrate, move somewhere warm, and some hibernate, sleep through the whole winter. Just before hibernating begins, bats eat lots of food to live on during the long winter months. Their heartbeats slow down and their body temperatures drop. Bats live on every continent except Antarctica. Most of them live in hot climates where there are many insects, fruits, and flowers to feed on. There are about 1,100 different kinds of bats. The smallest is the Kitti's hognose bat. Its wingspan is 5 inches, and it weighs only 1/14 of an ounce. The biggest bat is the giant flying fox. Its wingspan is about 5 feet, and it weighs about 2 pounds. They both live in Asia. So the world's smallest bat is super tiny, only about 5 inches, half a ruler. The world's biggest bat, the giant flying fox, has a wingspan of 5 feet. That's taller than you. Most bats are insect eaters and have a special way of seeing in the night called echolocation. A bat sends out a rapid beeping call, too high-pitched for people to hear. So it lets out a little squeak, and that helps it see. When hunting, the sound waves hit an insect. The sound waves bounce back to the bat's ears as it echoes. These echoes tell the bat the size and shape of the insect and where it is. In a flash, the bat scoops up the insect. Bats help control the insect population. So when they make their beeping noise, and if the sound waves go through the air and hit something, the bats can figure out where it is. There are fruit and nectar-eating bats too. These bats help pollinate plants so we can have foods like avocados, figs, and bananas. They also help scatter seeds. So bats are pollinators. What are the other pollinators that we know about? A few kinds of bats are meat eaters. They eat fish, frogs, mice, and sometimes birds. They have smooth, sharp, crushing teeth that allow them to eat what they catch, bones and all. Blood is the only food for vampire bats. They are found in Mexico, Central America, and South America, so they don't live near where we live. When the vampire bat finds an animal, it makes a tiny cut with its teeth in the animal's skin. Then the bat laps up the blood with its tongue. The animal hardly feels the cut, so it doesn't hurt it so much. Many scary and untrue stories have been told about vampire bats and people called vampires. The famous fictional vampire called Dracula frequently is shown with bats circling around him. Some bats have long, narrow faces. Others have short, round faces. Some bats have leaf shapes on their faces, while others look like dogs. So this one is called the dawn bat. This one's called a tube-nosed fruit bat. This one's called the Jamaican fruit bat. And this one's called an epaulette bat. Most bats have very good hearing and can see well. Most bats have a good sense of smell, too. This one's called the little brown bat. In the springtime, female bats gather together in their roosts that will become nurseries. There they will give birth to their babies, called pups. Most bats only have one pup at a time. During birth, the mother bat may hang from her thumb claws with her head up. She forms a basket with her tail membrane. At birth, the pup slides from her body into the basket. Other bats give birth while upside down. So bats don't lay eggs, they're mammals. As soon as the pup is born, its mother hangs head down again. The pup nurses while being cradled under the mother's wing. The pup clings to its mother's fur, using its own sharp teeth and claws. The young pup grows quickly. A 10-day-old pup is almost too heavy for its mother to carry. At 3 months, it is flying on nightly hunting trips. When it is about 1 year old, it is an adult. It can already fly by the time it's 3 months old. Human babies can't walk or even crawl when they're 3 months old. Today, in many places, bat populations are getting smaller. These bats are endangered. One reason is that many people still don't like bats and destroy their habitats. Other causes are pollution and the use of pesticides for killing crop-damaging insects. In many places, there aren't enough bats left to keep down the number of insects or to pollinate flowers. So bats help us by eating bugs that want to eat the plants. People are learning how to protect bats. Some people provide bat houses where they can roost. Sometimes people cover bat cave entrances with grill work. Bats are free to come and go, but people can't enter. Also, there are nature preserves that protect large groups of bats. Bats play an important role in nature. It's fun to learn about them. Bats are special creatures because they are nocturnal, they're up at night and sleep during the day. They sleep in a funny way, they hang upside down, and they're the only flying mammal.